Hey guys, what's up? And welcome to another episode of the TBScouts Talking Heads podcast with your host Boris and co-host Eric Talley, Coach Eric Talley. How you doing?
Hey, we back at it. We here.
We back at it.
I appreciate you first of all, because I know you were busy. You had a busy weekend.
Hey man, you're busy. You probably
I
busier than I
know.
am. It's just a different type
I
of
know.
busy.
But no. But again, you have so many your hands in so many pots that are good for you and good for what we're doing and good for the youth of basketball. First, that you're making sure we stay consistent, because the only way we're going to do what we're doing and stay and keep the improvements coming is by staying consistent. So I want to say thank you.
Yep. Thanks to you too, man. Accountability.
That's it.
Accountability partners.
That's it.
So, today let's just kind of talk about. There's been a lot of basketball going on. Obviously,
Of course.
state finals and state
Yes.
championships took place.
Yes.
Today, at the time of this recording, is Sunday, March 13th. So yesterday,
March 12th.
yesterday was March 12th,
Correct.
and the last playoff game or state championship game that I went to was on Thursday. So that was the last time that I was at the Alamo Dome. But how about you? Were you in there at the Alamo Dome yesterday?
Oh, we were there yesterday at 10:30. And when I say it was, again, I didn't go to any other game, so I can't really say this and make it be accurate. But, man, it was a great game all the way down to the wire. Probably one of the better games.
And what game are you talking about?
We're talking about Cole versus Madison.
And this was for the championship?
3A championship. And we were the second game on tap, I believe. I think 1A went first, and then 3A, I believe. That's how they did it. But we were the 10:30 game, and it was well worth the money. Even if I didn't pull for Cole, it was well worth it, because a lot of people said this early in the season. It's probably going to be down to Madison and Cole, and that's what it was, all the way down to where as though at one time it was a blowout. It looked like, because Madison was up by like 10, 12 points going into the half, I believe, and it looked like they were just about to run away with it. And Cole battled all the way back and took the lead. And, a few turnovers. There was a missed call, we believe. Again, we believe there was a missed call. One of the guys on Madison was shooting free throws, and he shot the ball, and the ball did not touch the rim. So technically it was an air ball. They let it happen, didn't play it out. The kid, somehow Madison got the rebound and laid it back up and went ahead by 2. So, but again, still a great game. Of course, I wanted Cole to win. I was all the way pulling for Cole to, hey, we back-to-back 3 in a row. 3 in a row, that's what we was going for. But unfortunately, it didn't happen. So really felt bad, watching those guys lose that nail-biter. But it was a great game. And they had last possession. So, again, with 10 seconds left, last possession, it's still anyone's game.
Yeah. So that was interesting. I know that when I saw the scores come across that Cole didn't win this one, this would have been their third championship in a row, their third state title
Yes,
in a row.
Yes.
So what do you think? I mean, because just in talking to you and some of the players, like going into it, like in the 3A league, like everybody knew that Cole every year is going to be there in the powerhouse. Like, do you think that the guys let it get to their head, or was
No.
it easy, or like what do you think happened? Like why they didn't win it this year?
One, the referees let it be very physical. When you allow a game to be physical like that, a lot of teams from Dallas, that's how they play. They play a very physical game, and again, it was weird because the first half was called just let them play, and then the second half they called it real tight. They cleaned up on all those calls, and that's how Cole became to make their run. Shots start falling, they start making stops, and the ball start bouncing their way, and that's how they were able to take the lead. And I think that's just what it was. It was just, again, the style of play. And one team plays very, very physical. One team plays very finesse. And at the end, it was, like I say, it was some questionable calls. But again, you don't never want to put it on that. Oh yeah, that's what happened. But it was just those things could have led up to that. To whereas though if you think about it, you call the game a lot tighter in the beginning. Would that lead whatever happened? Would they would have been down by 10 going into the half or 12 going into the half? So we don't know. But again, a great team won, and a great team lost, unfortunately. So.
How did it look this year with 3A competition? Because I don't follow it that much, but just to kind of throw an idea out there or seed, like if people say like 3A competition, is maybe not the same level as like 6A competition or 5A competition or whatever. Like, what do you have to say about the 3A competition? Like, can they hang? Because I know like in some type of scrimmage events, sometimes like there was one where Cole played against some 5A and some 6A schools,
Right.
And it wasn't really like a school event, but it was like a scrimmage where you get to see them,
Right.
and it's not the case of where it looks like high schoolers playing against middle schoolers.
Right.
They were able to hang.
Right.
So what do you have to say about like 3A competition in general? Were there tough teams, or does Cole not play any competition and did they just get a cakewalk
No,
to the state
there was no
championship?
cakewalk to the state because again, their record is who they were. They had 8 losses, and the 8 losses, if I'm correct, 8. They had 8 losses, and those 8 losses were against top teams. So with that saying, their record showed that they reflected that they did play some tough teams. Winning
And you went to nearly
losing.
every game. So like record aside and everything else, just from what you've seen, because you've been making highlight videos just like me. So we watch the games and we see the competition in the teams, and I can come back too and talk about what I think maybe about like Bernie Champion
Right.
playing in 5A versus 6A and some of the competition and stuff. But
I never believe in that 6A, 5A. To me, it's just the larger of the pool. So a 6A team has more kids to pull from. And yes, they probably will have a 7-man deep bench or rotation versus a Cole where Cole has a 4-man rotation. And that's all it is. It just gives them more talent to pull from. So with that being said, when you have the 3 seniors on Cole were just smart basketball players, and again, a lot of it comes from them playing AAU basketball and just playing so much and playing together. That was the key behind it all, I believe. The more a lot of these teams kind of get out and play together, and even summer ball, spring ball, and fall ball, it shows and reflects on the court.
and how long have like
Cole's been together.
Trey and Silas, and I know Dre is like one of the other key players there, but I haven't seen him around as much in the past as I have seen like Silas and Trey. I've seen them since they were little.
Right.
How long have Silas and Trey like known each other and been playing basketball together?
They've been there all 4 years of high school, and believe it or not, Trey and Silas known each other since they were back at Fort Hood together when they were like, 5th grade? No. Had to be like 3rd or 4th grade, something like that. They known each other since then. They go back that far.
Yeah.
But as far as them playing together, they've been playing together here in San Antonio. Yeah, I think I know for sure high school, all of high school, they played together. I don't know if Trey came in the 8th grade, but I know for sure all of high school. And because I got videos of them, and, it started off with them, those 2 in Vince.
But I mean, just in like, even if they weren't playing on the same like AAU team or something.
No, this is high school. They've been hooping since.
Because I've seen Silas since before he was in high school.
Yes.
And I don't even know if Trey's been around the city since before he was in high school. But
No, I think he came in high school.
it just seems like they've been, and the reason why I'm saying this is because you mentioned chemistry. And I think out of like a lot of teams have team chemistry. But Cole, it just seems like Cole has like the chemistry is on lock.
Well, I think that just goes also to show what kind of coach they had, too. You think about it, he won the Coach of the Year this year. So Coach Cantu he did a really good job. He put a lot of time into that group. What I mean by that, so he made sure they played spring ball. So he started them doing spring ball. They did some summer ball a little bit and fall ball. So he had them just playing together. And that's big.
That makes me think also, while you mentioned that, of how you got to make those big decisions, like have that big vision. Like you said, let's put them in summer league or spring ball or fall ball, whatever.
Yes.
Put them in this league. Put put them in this tournament or this scrimmage to get them prepared for the big vision. It's like sometimes as a coach, when you sit back and make like those big decisions that people might not understand sometimes, it's like you're doing it for a certain reason, for the end goal. So that's pretty cool to just hear that.
And he did a good job. So like last year, and then, they played all the way their preseason. He played them. They did a few events. They did the Alamo City Hoops event, and they also did they played fall ball with Tim Littlefield. So again, that chemistry was building. Even though he wasn't a coach, he still had them running their sets, and that's one of the, because again, I did help out one time there, and that was the big thing. He was always telling me, hey, make sure we running our plays. It's not AAU ball. We're not just running and gunning, trying to just get up the court. And so by me even working with that even gave me a different approach that I take with my group now, to where as though it's certain plays and sets we try to run to prepare them for high school basketball, not make it so run and gun, which AAU becomes a lot of steals and just layup, layup, layup. No, we trying to come down, break down the defense and move the ball and just, look for the better score versus just throwing the ball and just one guy beating everybody. So it's a team effort, and he really puts that forth in his play.
Nice. Well, what do you have, I guess, kind of last to say about Cole and the seniors on that team and it being their last game of their high school careers and, with it just being at the Alamo Dome and stuff like that? Because I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to talk about Bernie Champion and give some shout-outs, to some of the players and stuff. But so, what do you have to say in conclusion to this past week, this busy week that we've had, and a lot of basketball and at the Alamo Dome and a lot of ups and downs and, for, the high school careers come to an end for some of the players, It
was a great run, regardless of the score and what they accomplished as far as the results of the game, regardless of that. It was a great run. Again, how many teams in San Antonio can say, hey, all 4 years as a freshman, sophomore, junior, and senior, I finished my season at the Alamo Dome every year. So the first year as a freshman, they just made the actual tournament and got beat by Dallas Madison. The second year, co-champions with Dallas Madison. The third year, they beat Tatum. And this year, to end against Dallas Madison again. So just letting you know that class or whatever Dallas Madison doing up there, they're doing the same thing, because they're somehow finding a way to also be here at the Alamo Dome at the end of their season. So overall, you got to give it a high A. Yeah, you didn't get the results as far as the win, but you still did something that not too many kids in high school basketball can say, hey, I finished every season off in the Alamo Dome. So my hat goes off to them, the Cole program, and all the seniors there. Again, Trey and Silas both made. They made what they make here. I got it here. They made 3A boys basketball all tournament team. So Trey Blackmore and Silas Livingston, and then 3 players from Dallas Madison. So, and I believe that they did that last year also. So the accolades that come with their accomplishments have really, 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 really got them way above their peers, and there's not too many kids can say that. So my hat goes off to the Cole basketball team, and just because they're leaving, I'm not stopping supporting the Cole team. So I got a few kids on there that I follow, i.e. My guy James Livingston.
Yep.
And so we'll they got some big shoes to fill, some huge shoes to fill, But with that being said, the new run starts today. Honestly, that's how y'all look at it. Hey, let's try it again. So we're gonna get back at it, and hopefully next year find us in the same position. Instead of losing, they're gonna try to win. So
nice. Yeah, it'd be
fun ride.
Yeah, that's good, and congrats to the guys over at Cole for a good season, and for the seniors, Silas and Trey and Dre too, right?
Mm-hmm.
Congrats to you guys on some great careers.
Correct.
So I'll take my turn now and talk a
tell us
little bit
about
about Bernie Champion. So I went to the 5A. I was following the 5A state championships, and Bernie Champion played Mansfield Timberview on Thursday, which was March 10th. And this is the first time that Bernie Champion has made it to the state championship. The first time they've been to the Alamo Dome. So this was a historic season for them. And the school, everybody was on board. So it's just cool. I mean, I can only imagine.
I saw your little clip of them actually leaving the school, boarding the buses. That was pretty big.
Yeah, I mean,
That's pretty hot right there. I
school
like
spirit,
that.
man.
Yeah, that was pretty nice.
Yeah, when
did
the
the whole
guys were
band
going.
go, or they just march them to the bus?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, man. I mean, every school has a different experience, and like we were just talking about Cole. Cole has been there every single year.
Yeah.
And
40 years.
even me, as long as I've been doing this, just the certain players that I've been following none of them had really made it to the state championship before. So this was actually my first time going to the state championships.
Okay. Yeah.
So I never got. I mean, I've been to the Alamo Dome before, obviously, but I've never actually gone for high school basketball.
Right.
So this was all new to me, buying the tickets, on Ticketmaster and going through all that stuff, like an actual sporting event was kind of new to me. And so that's cool that Bernie Champion finally made it there because they've never been there before.
Right.
So I feel like they felt like they already won even before the state championship even started, because just making it there is such a huge accomplishment for that type of school. The first time there.
Listen, think about it. Only 4 schools go a year. 4 per, 1 per region, and you got 4 regions. So no, that's a huge accomplishment.
Yeah,
that's big.
So proud of the guys for that. They didn't win their game versus Mansfield Timberview. But just to talk a little bit about the whole 5A, those 4 schools that were competing. I was there for the first game, which was Beaumont United, which ended up winning the whole thing.
Yes.
But I saw Beaumont United play against Kimball. And that was a great game. I thought Kimball was going to win it, and Beaumont came back like in the fourth quarter or second half, something like that. They came back, and I thought it was an upset. But then somebody told me that Beaumont United's been dominant in the 5A. They've won it before.
Yeah.
But anyways, I thought that was going to go the other way. But that was a great game. Got a chance to see Arterio Morris play, who I heard about Arterio Morris. Heard a lot about him, but I haven't actually seen him play in person, so that was pretty cool to see him play and get some dunks during the game, several, easy.
Oh, really?
Yeah, beautiful dunker. But so that was good. And then the 8:30 game was Bernie Champion. Bernie Champion versus Mansfield Timberview, and that was a good game. And I guess of course you always want to see your team win or whatever, but at the end of the day, like I said, just getting there I think was a huge accomplishment. Just kind of looking at some of the stats, the final score of that game was 55-43. So Mansfield Timberview beat Bernie Champion by like 12 points. But I want to give a shout out to one player in particular, Jesse Peart. I've been following Jesse a lot of his high school career, and he played his last game there at the Alamo Dome, which is a heck of a way to end your high school career.
Yeah,
to be playing in the Alamo Dome, the last game.
It is.
And shout out to Jesse and Bernie Champion for this historic run, this season. Both of our teams played well into March. Here we are. The Champion played their last game on March 10th. Cole just played their last game yesterday,
March 12th.
March 12th. And there's been a lot of schools that their seasons ended like weeks ago. They didn't make it that far in the playoffs or past the first round of playoffs. How many rounds of playoffs were there? There was like 6 rounds of playoffs, I think.
Yeah, it's 4 and 2 if you can make it to the final. Yeah, so all together.
So 6 rounds of playoffs, and then you make it to the state championship, right? Something like that.
It's 4 rounds.
No,
Oh,
there's
let's
at least
check.
5. There's
You
at least
sure?
5. Yeah,
Let's check. Let's
I
check.
think there's 5 rounds. But anyways,
Yeah, well, it's 4. It's 4 plus the 2 state. The state has 2. You have your by district, your area, your region in the semifinals.
I think there's at least 5
So yeah, 5.
rounds
It'd be 5. It's
before
5.
the state championship.
It's 5. Cause semi, then you got your finals.
Anyways, that's a lot of basketball to be playing in the postseason. So just shout out to the guys for being able to have an extended season, playing into the postseason. But just going back to, I guess, the experience for the state finals, the championships, or actually the semifinals at the state tournament, just that whole atmosphere. It was just cool. It's high school basketball at its finest.
Yep.
There's tons of fans there. You're at the Alamo Dome, very professional environment, and it feels like you're at a pro game. So it was just a great experience.
They did a good job after the game too, giving awards to the kids as far as the medals, and it's really good.
Yeah.
It's real good.
Well, just to, I guess, kind of talk a little bit more about Bernie Champion's team. Again, shout out to Jesse Peart. Congratulations on a great career, 2022. Also, Braxton Burdick is a senior. He had a great career as well, playing alongside Jesse. I want to give a shout out to Braden Baum. He's just a junior, so he's a 2023, but he was instrumental, I think, in Champion's success in the postseason.
Right.
And his game has improved towards the end of the season and into the postseason, where he was consistently one of the leading scorers and just does good work out there. So shout out to Braden. And then just the rest of the guys, Hunter Lampkin, I know he's a senior. Owen Tate is graduating. So congrats, guys, on just a good career and the Bernie Champion family. And then just to give a shout out to Charlie, who plays with them, and then Ryan Erdos as well.
So a quick question for you.
Yeah.
So if I'm correct, the 5A gets a little tougher next year because I believe 2 schools are dropping into the 5A now, Wagner and Smithson Valley. So how do you think Bernie Champion is going to do as far as repeating or just playing now with those 2 new teams at it?
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's 2 powerhouses.
That is.
That's coming into the 5A in their district. So I think it's good for everybody because now you'll have more coaches probably watching some of the games and following all the teams. But it'll be interesting. But we know these rosters are going to change.
Right.
Like Wagner's not going to have the same players next year.
Right.
Smithson Valley, they're still going to have Zayden High, I believe.
Okay.
And if they do, then they'll still have some firepower for sure. Bernie Champion, they're going to have Braden Baum next year and Charlie and Ryan. So I think that, and maybe some new kids that move up from JV or
Right.
new kids that move in or something. But it'll be interesting.
It
5A won't be the same
Won't be
next
the same,
year.
will it? 5A is going to be probably just as exciting. It was exciting this year because you have veterans, and to see what they did. Again, I think they just opened, didn't they? They're a new school, right? Veterans.
They're
6
newer,
years.
yeah, but it's not like their first year or nothing.
But still, again, for them to get as far as they got, it's really, really good.
Yeah,
So
Veterans has a good team.
for both of those schools to be where they got and to make it and put, only because only one could go. So that's really, really good to represent the district. And I just think that it's going to be really, really interesting. I think 5A might just get as much buzz as 6A next year. That's where I was trying to go with it.
Oh, yeah. No, I think so.
Because there's going to be some good schools that, it's going to compete. And that second round they play everybody is going to be really interesting.
Yeah. No, you're right. 5A is going to have a lot more attention next year.
Yeah.
And it's going to be just it's going to feel like 6A.
It is.
So that's kind of wrapping up the state tournament. I went to a lot of basketball over the past week. So on Thursday, I was at the Alamo Dome. for the 5A state championship or state tournament. Yesterday, which was Saturday, I went to a camp that Coach V has, Coach Van Lanningham.
Hey, I really want to know more about that. Just like who showed up, who was there, who looked good, if anybody looked good, and just more details on that. That's
Yeah, well, the Coach V camps, he always has players there.
right.
Like, I think there was like 40 players or something around there.
So it's a good number.
Good number of players, and they're not scrubs.
Right.
It's like 40 good high school varsity players.
They were all varsity. Okay.
Yeah.
So unsigned senior deal.
I don't know if they were all unsigned seniors. There were unsigned seniors there.
Okay.
But with the amount of talent that's there, I wouldn't say that they were all unsigned.
Okay.
And I know a lot more of them had offers that
Okay.
they just hadn't committed to yet.
Got it.
But the Coach V camps is like a different type of event. I think the whole event lasts for like 4 hours, something like that.
So we're talking about the same gentleman who runs the Uncommon?
Yeah, Uncommon. It's the Uncommon,
Coach V.
Uncommon basketball. And they're real intense, and they're no BS.
Right.
Coach V will get in your face. He makes the kids compete. You could tell real quickly, like, who's a player and who's not a player.
Okay.
You can tell, like, who's taking it serious, who's not taking it serious, who's trying to be cool, who's not.
Yeah.
You see who the dogs are.
Any did he have any kids from like Austin or Houston?
Yeah, he had kids from all over. He had a kid from Crosby.
Any standouts? Like just like
Yeah,
like, just
there's a
caught your
kid.
eye?
There was a kid from Crosby. His name was Austin, or his name's Austin Jones.
Okay.
He's a big kid. He's like 6'6" probably.
Okay.
Lives in Crosby. He was a good player. From San Antonio, he had several people. I'm thinking of he had Camren Roper that was there from Steele High School.
I like him.
I like Camren Roper. And he's getting better at his game. He's getting more athletic. He's throwing it down easier now. He's getting more buckets. So, and he has a great attitude. So I think Camren Roper is going to be someone to keep an eye on for this
Okay.
next year. He's a 2023, so he'll have his senior year. This would be a big summer for him, and then his senior year will be next year. So Camren Roper was there. Kevin Garcia actually was there from Wagner.
Oh, really?
Yep. And Kevin Garcia, and I've seen him, at a couple of Coach V camps, and I'm surprised that Kevin doesn't have any offers. Are you familiar with, who Kevin Garcia is?
Mm-hmm.
So great player. He's
He's forward, correct? He
yeah, he's
forward
a forward. He's
position
like
with them?
6. He's like 6'5", 6'6". Solid, strong body. He can shoot the ball too. But he's just a good player, good attitude. He's serious about the game. He'll play defense. He can get buckets. Definitely a college level player.
Right.
Who else was there? There's a kid named Aaron Harden. I don't know too much about him. Can't even think of what school he goes to off the top of my head. But he's like a forward as well, like 6'6". But he was there. Aaron Harden. Who else? There was a lot of players. I could go through like
No, I
the
just
whole
wondered,
roster.
A few
But
standouts, like, oh man, that guy was really, because I don't know, as you can tell, if they're not a cold player or maybe a steel guy or somebody that's in my program. I really don't know the high school guys.
Oh, speaking of steel, another steel player that was there was Christian Austin. I don't know if you know who
Yes,
he is,
I do
but
know Christian
he's an
Austin,
excellent
yes.
player, and I'm surprised that he's an unsigned senior still.
Okay.
I'm surprised.
He hasn't signed? Really? Wow.
Yep. So
Okay.
he's definitely worth someone taking a look at. Christian Austin over at Steele High School. But yeah, man, it was just a good event.
Yeah.
I like being in the gym with so many kids that are just getting after it, and for that limited amount of time, they're all together. They're all focused on one goal, and so I say all in all, the camp was a great event. Met some good kids there, man. Looking forward to continue to keep an eye on them and scout some of them going forward. But that's it, kind of, I guess, for the Coach V camp. What else you want to know?
Well, I heard they had the Gasso camp this weekend, wasn't it?
Yes, that was today actually.
Yeah, I heard that was pretty good.
Yeah, the Gasso Tops in Texas is always a good showcase event.
Yeah,
We know Gasso is the leading evaluation
they are.
platform.
Well, they've been doing it for a while. Blue, it's been doing it for a minute, and I heard of Gasso for a long time. Even when I started back in North Carolina, I
Yeah.
heard about the Gasso Great American Shootout. So yeah,
Yeah. So yeah, they had their Tops in Texas event, and today of all days is like the best day that you could possibly
I know,
have
right?
it. Following yesterday was the conclusion of the state championships for high school
Right.
basketball for the entire state. So you got coaches from
All the
all over the
coaches,
place.
yes.
I'm not even gonna just say all over Texas.
Yes.
I'm sure all over the country because Texas is like the mecca of basketball.
Now, wasn't that event in Buda, if I'm correct?
Their event, yes,
event was- Gasso's in
Gasso's
Buda,
event
right?
was in Buda,
Yeah, Buda.
or however you
Excuse
say it.
me.
I don't know.
Yeah, I thought it was Buda, but Buda.
I don't know.
I
I
heard
say
it.
Buda.
Dang.
Whatever you want to say.
Again, I'm sure somebody will let me know. They hear how I enunciate it. They're like, oh, you just said it wrong, right?
And we know we're talking about the same place, so that's all
Yeah.
that matters.
Just north of here, correct?
In the B place, yes.
Exactly.
But yeah, it's a good facility, good event. They always have good competition. I know a couple of players that was playing in. I think Trey Pullins, he was playing in that event. Actually, I think Camren Roper went down to go play in that event as well. So he went to Coach V's event on yesterday, and then he went up to the Gasso event today. So
That's dedication.
hopefully, we'll see some good write-ups about Camren Roper. But yeah, so that's kind of what I did on yesterday. And then this morning at 8 a.m., I had my first game from a tournament that I went to at Premier Athletics, local San
/
Antonio.
Weeball. Yeah, they partnered.
Oh, did they?
They did. It was a Premier Athletics and Weeball. They called it the March Madness Championship Ring Tourney.
Okay, yeah. Well, that's good. Now you have the official name.
Yeah, well, I
Props
just
to
want to give them props.
Give
both.
props to both organizations,
Exactly,
Premier
exactly.
Athletics and Weeball. But yeah, man, so I went to go film a couple of games this morning. The first one was a 2024 group. I mainly went to go film John Jackson plays for
And
Drive Nation,
What
San Antonio.
No. What grade is that? 2024.
That would be sophomores.
10th grade.
And then, so that was the 8 o'clock game. And then the game after that was for some 2025s. So they were freshmen this year.
Freshman, yeah.
Drive Nation SA as well. And I went to
Okay.
go see Carmelo Martinez.
Mm-hmm.
So they both of those guys, John Jackson and Melo, they both had good games.
Oh, okay.
Got some good highlights and stuff. So I'll be dropping those pretty soon. Man, I've been so busy that I haven't even had time to work on everything that I've been filming.
That's what I'm saying. See?
On Thursday I was filming the high school basketball state, stuff and doing stuff.
saw
On
the drop
Saturday
on
I was at a camp, with
Yeah.
a bunch of players and in the gym all day filming and doing photography. And then even this morning, this morning I'm back in the gym
Back in
doing
the
filming
gym.
and stuff and doing a little bit of editing here and there. So I've been busy, but I'll be dropping a lot of stuff. All the athletes and stuff that I've met over the past couple of days. Don't worry, your highlights are coming. I'm gonna be dropping some more photos and stuff like that from Coach V's event. Help these kids with some exposure. So all that stuff is coming. Thank you to all the fans that have been following the brand and supporting, and I appreciate all the likes and the shares and the subscribes.
So we got to start to show off and say that first. Always. What is it? Subscribe, hit the like button, subscribe, and share. It's
Yeah.
like that. We got to start that off
Yeah, we'll
because we got to get that up. You know
Yep.
what I'm saying? We got to get those numbers up.
Hey man, social media is real.
It is.
Social media, it matters
I didn't
to
realize
us.
it. So I had to hire one of my kids to do ours for 80 Elite because I'm terrible at it. Like I'll post 5 days later, and I was told not to do that. That's terrible.
Yeah, basketball, man, you got to post that stuff.
But I'm terrible at social media. So again, like I told you, I love Facebook. So hey, so you mentioned today we were at the same tournament. We worked. We did games yesterday, started, and today. We did 2 games yesterday, and we did 2 games today.
And And what group was this?
This is our seventh grade, 2027 year of graduation.
80 Elite?
Yeah, 80 Elite. Yeah, we went and played in that event. Started at the Alamo City Christian Church over there off of 35 and, was it 35 and Ritterman?
Yeah,
I believe.
sounds right.
Like that. And then we finished today 2 games at Mission Concepcion. Love playing over there, but I'm not going to fib to you. I hate paying that $5 to park.
I know, man, that parking is...
I don't understand.
At
I'm
least
not gonna get into that.
At least I was able to get a decent parking spot. It's one thing when you pay $5 and you got to get like a bad parking spot somewhere.
I hate when they park, or I have to park by the softball fields, because you know what's gonna happen.
What?
Somebody's gonna hit the ball.
Oh,
It's gonna land on your car. So they gotta do better. That's the only thing I complain about.
that's happened to you over there? Someone said your car
just in previous locations, like when I was in Germany, we parked by the softball field.
Somebody got it?
Yeah, somebody got me.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, it wasn't my good car, so I wasn't, complaining, but still. Yes.
Hey, that's luck, man. That's lucky. Out of all the cars, you were the chosen one.
No, I'm good. I don't want that. I don't want that. So yeah, we played there. Finished off today. Played 2 good teams. One team out of Houston. I think it's like the Savages. Something Savages. They were really good though. They had a really good group. And then we played the Dallas Mustangs. Yeah. North side Savages. North.
Nice.
NAW with an F there.
No, nice.
Side Savages. Yeah, we played them, and then we played Dallas Mustangs. Tough group. And man, it was just really, really good game.
This is for your 7th graders?
7th grade. They beat us in the championship, so they got us. I'm not going to complain. The better team won. That's all I can say.
Nice.
You know what I mean? Because, they kids. You don't want to be like, oh, yeah, I'm going to blame it on so-and-so, and so-and-so did that. No, they're not going to do that. Not going to give excuses.
Yeah.
The better team won.
Hey, man, in this sport, there's always got to be a winner and a loser, and it doesn't necessarily always mean just because the team may have lost doesn't mean that the player
Correct.
still can't win
Correct.
by getting good exposure for himself, developing, getting better.
Right.
And college coaches aren't going to ask you, like, what was your AAU team record or
Exactly.
you won a game. When they're watching highlights, yeah, sometimes they might care who won the game, like if it wasn't a blowout or whatever, but when you watch somebody's highlights, whether they win or lose the game, if they do a good job against good competition, that's really all that matters.
That's all we was trying to do, again, because we played them before. We played them last year at the Primetime Nationals. Good event. Probably won't go back this year, but a good event. Didn't get the results we wanted, of course. They the ones who knocked us out. We was in the semifinals with them. It was the quarterfinals, and got knocked out. But overall, like playing tough competition. The fact they came here was even better. They didn't have to travel for it. And
Yeah.
so, we got better. So I will say we got better.
Cool. Well, shout out to those local San Antonio tournament organizations trying to put on quality events. We were just talking about the Premier Athletics and Wii Ball tournament that just took place this weekend. And then I also want to give a shout out to Full Court Athletics. They're having an event next weekend that I'll be covering. So I'll be out there. So if you're a team that's playing in that Full Court Athletics event, I'll be out there. Come holler at your boy if you want to get a group photo or some team photos or something. Premier or Full Court Athletics is doing a good thing by having me come out there and cover their event. So,
And we're going to go to the RCS
Icebreaker?
Icebreaker.
Oh, the Icebreaker's next weekend. That's
Yes,
a big.
it
That's a
is.
big tournament.
Listen,
man.
this is our first time going, and I've heard a lot of great things about it, and so
I've been one time before. Matter of fact, I think when I went the last time that I went to this spring Icebreaker, I think Silas was
you
playing
covered
for the Premier,
Premier,
and he was in what 8th grade at that time for
Had to be
Premier, or would he
either-
be in 9th grade at
It had
that
to
time?
be 8th or 9th. I think it was 9th grade though.
Okay, was he already high school at that time?
I gotta look at the pictures.
Did he play for
'cause
Premier in
you
high
know
school?
Who, you know who knows? I saw pictures of it, and you did it. And the reason I know you did it because you was always doing stuff for us. Jesse was on the team.
Yeah,
So what grade was that?
I want to. That might be freshman year. I don't know.
Eighth freshman, because I know right after that, I know they went to Silas went to Hard Work afterwards.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like when Silas was in high school, did he play for Hard Work his whole high school career?
No, I think they went over as freshmen. I
Oh,
think.
okay. Well, anyways, that was the last time I've been in the icebreaker.
Right.
Was when Silas was playing for the Premier, which was he
Right.
would have been in like the 9th grade probably.
And shout out to my boy Chance Scott.
Mm-hmm.
He was coaching that group. Yep. That was his little deal.
Yeah, and also I saw Coach Chance over at the state championships.
Yes.
We were leaving together, walking out and talking, and he's gonna be moving to Ohio, man.
Yeah, really proud of that young man. He got married, and he's moving to Ohio to be with his wife and do things out there. So really proud of him.
If y'all do, know Coach Chance Scott, make sure that you send him a DM or send him some love and just let him know, especially if he impacted you in some way.
Yeah, because he had a group. He had man. I remember he had two good teams. He had a 22 and a 23. His 22 team was good and his 23s were good.
He's still involved in the basketball. I mean, I don't know exactly which organization he's working with. Probably Hard Work, I think.
Yep, he's still with Hard Work.
So he's still working with a lot of the players and a lot of the guys, and he's still has a lot of impact on.
Yeah, he just finished coaching there. Him and Coach Soto finished coaching their top team last year. So now if I'm correct, Coach Soto's coaching the top team. So yeah, he's still involved.
Shout out to Chance, man. Good knowing you. We're still gonna know you. It's not like you're going. I mean, you're moving, but you're still gonna be connected through
definitely
social media and all that. But anyways, it was good seeing him. Best of luck to you in the future. But yeah, man, we can go ahead and kind of wrap up this episode. You have anything that you want to kind of close with? Or?
No, I guess we'll be off for 2 weeks or a week because we're not going to be here next week. Because next week we both going to be gone.
So y'all stay tuned. We're going to be gone next week, but don't worry, we'll be back.
Definitely be back. I guess that's it, huh? I guess we'll talk about the icebreaker and what you did and any other camps you got coming up. Other than that, are you booked for anything else next week?
No, I'm not hosting anything myself, but I'm just going to be covering that full court athletics event next weekend. You're going to be the icebreaker, and I'm pretty sure there's going to be a lot more things coming up because high school season's ending, so that means it's time for the AAU/travel basketball season to kick off, and today was a good example of how it's already starting to kick off because I saw some pretty good, players that were usually playing in the high school season. Now they're able to, play in the AAU season. So
correct. And I think we'll try to have our first guest in 2 weeks.
Cool. Yeah, man. You line it up.
I got a few people that want to definitely come on and give their points of views and just help spread the word about this AAU basketball from the middle school and high school level. So, yeah.
And with that being said, if you would like to be a guest on this show, either reach out to myself at TBScouts or reach out to Coach Talley and on
Facebook.
Best or way. If you know us, just send us a text message or give us a call and let us know that you want to be a guest on the show, and we will have ourselves a little board meeting and see if the guest meets the criteria.
That's it.
And we'll have you on as a guest. And also, if you are a small business or a big business and you're looking for a good cause to sponsor,
definitely want to sponsor us.
If you want to sponsor the show, reach out to us. We've got some benefits, that we can offer as well. So reach out to us about sponsorship opportunities.
There you go.
All right, my man. Well, good chatting with you as always. And until next time.
Always.
The Talking Heads.
We got to come up with something. That's what it is, the Talking Heads. No. Just talking heads, no? That what we going to do?
That was the Dancing Heads. That was the Dancing Heads.
Exactly.
But we'll come up with something.
But thanks for tuning in to the Talking Heads show.
See you in 2 weeks. All right, later.